So I've been using these three Outlaw 2220 monoblocks for about a year and a half or so now. And I gotta say, it's still one of the better purchases I've ever made for my home theater setup. The 2220 will provide you with 200 watts if you're providing it with an 8 ohm speaker, or 300 watts if you have a 4 ohm speaker. These are about between 5 and 6 is kind of where they run. They dip as low as 4. And they have absolutely no problem pushing these things extremely hard. That's a 12-inch woofer that you're watching there. These things are sleek, they're well built, and from the moment you first pick this thing up at an impressive 16.5 pounds, you can tell like this is quality electronics inside here. This isn't just some kind of rinky-dink box. Now these things are stackable. Outlaw says you can stack them. They don't recommend stacking more than 3 to keep the heat dissipation out nicely. There's a pretty good gap. I'd say it's about 1/4 of an inch if you do stack them up to allow the heat to escape. Inputs included on the back of this thing, you do have XLR inputs, which is really nice for future system upgrades. For me anyway, right now I'm currently using the RCA inputs. They do also have a remote trigger input and output, so you can daisy chain the remote power sensing if you want. Optionally, the way I've got them set up, I just have them on the music toggle for remote power, and that's been 100% reliable, no complaints there. Really well thought out. So unless you've got a massive set of rear speakers or side speakers, you probably only need 2 of these things in your home theater setup to really liven up the surround sound that you've got. Or optionally, if you just want to listen to music, they do provide an extremely good clarity. There's almost no audible hiss or hum or anything like that from the speakers. In fact, the Rotel actually provides me with more hum than the Outlaw 2220. And to hear it, you have to like get right up. Like I've got to put my ear right there. Honestly, the light that you see above there provides more audible noise than the tweeter does wired up through the Outlaw. Just to give you an idea, there's almost no audible hum, hiss, anything like that. When you turn them on and off, there's no pops, no crackles either. So that just for me is just another sign that these things are incredibly well built. Now, when I initially picked these things up, they were actually for the Polk Audio RTI A7s that you see behind me. And that made a significant difference in just livening up the audio both for music and for movie listening. Dynamic range improved. It just sounded more real. So that was already even with just those speakers. Once I put the Zaf Audio 12.3s together and put them on there, I mean, wow. If I were to try to run those things off of an amp, there's just no way that like I would just lose so much dynamic range and punch. Those 12-inch woofers on there, they really like the power. Actually, that whole speaker likes to drink power. And if you feed it with the correct power, I mean, those amps just have no problem powering them. And I've really enjoyed my whole music catalog. I've really enjoyed watching movies that I've seen way back when. It just sounds great. It's very lifelike. It's very real. They don't sound digitized or tinny. They sound good. They're good quality amps. I really enjoy them. So another really nice thing that I'm quite impressed with is future proofing. So if you've got like little bookshelf speakers, these are overkill for you. You don't need these amps. But if you've got any kind of a tower, I'm sure you could benefit from feeding them with good, clean power. And this will also future-proof your system in 2 ways. So you've got the RCA inputs now, which is pretty common on just about every receiver. You can hook them up like that. And then later on, if you've got a higher quality receiver that's got XLRs or anything that's feeding it XLR inputs, you can just swap them over, buy the new cables, and you don't have to re-upgrade your amps to make sure that they're future compatible as well. As far as power goes, they provide you with ample power. So they were way overkill for the RTI A7s power-wise, but I think they're very well suited for the 2 Zaf audio speakers that you see. So if you upgrade your speakers later on in the future, well, you've already got the power, you've got the compatibility of being able to plug into your receiver or whatever your input is because of the two XLR and the RCA inputs that it has available for it. So I think that makes them pretty good and future-proof and a smart investment for the home theater. As we know, if you're buying this stuff, I mean, you could quickly sink a whole lot of money into audio equipment, speakers, etc. This is a pretty dang good investment. I don't know what, if anything, I'll ever replace it with. So it's probably the last amp I'm going to buy for my left and right channels. I've also got one, the other one is for my center channel. And I honestly, on this one, I noticed almost nothing. A slight improvement of sound quality, but this speaker just, let's be honest here. It's not an audiophile speaker, and I've kind of gotten a little spoiled now, and now this doesn't sound very good anymore. I should also say this video is not sponsored by Outlaw in any way, shape, or form. I just really think that they're a great product, especially for the price. Right now, I think they're somewhere around $400. I mean, you buy two of them, $1,000. I've spent a lot more money on my home theater, and I think that's probably one of the smarter investments I've made. I think probably the single biggest thing that kind of surprised me when I got these things is, even if I've got music just probably playing way too loud, or if I'm working outside, I'll actually just open up the window behind me here, and I can play music however loud I want, so I can clearly hear it in the backyard. And you'd think when you came back inside and you touched that amp would be hot. They're barely lukewarm. They're not even lukewarm. They're just effortlessly driving the speakers that I have here and providing great sound right across. If you're looking to upgrade your home theater system, to me, it's just a clear 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10, 5 stars, whatever you want to do. It's one of the single best investments I've made in my home theater system. Hopefully, for those of you that are on the fence with the Outlaw 2220, it kind of helps you decide. I'm still extremely happy. I've got no negative feedback, no things that would change, no nothing. They are just, it's a solid unit. I think it's just a win.